Silence, all stand and remain standing until the conclusion of the reading of the proclamation. Ladies and gentlemen, the proclamation. All persons having any business before this honourable court now draw nigh. Give your attendance, and you shall be heard.
Admission of lawyers. Beryl Akbulut.
May it please the court, I move that Beryl Akbulut be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Sorry. Yes. Were you moving?
May it please the court, I move that Beryl Akbulut be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Beryl Akbulut be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shane Michael Arey.
May it please the court, I move that Shane Michael Airy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shane Michael Airy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Justine Arnold.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Arnold be admitted as a lawyer of the honourable court.
Let Emma Justine Arnold be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Dylan Luke Bender.
May it please the court, I move that my brother Dylan Luke Bender be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Dylan Luke Bender be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Connor Lewis McNamara Bethune.
May it please the court, I move that Connor Lewis McNamara Bethune be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Connor Lewis McNamara Bethune be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Genevieve Hannah Brown.
May it please the court, I move that Genevieve Hannah Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Genevieve Hannah Brown be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Angus Charles Bryce.
May it please the court, I move that Angus Charles Bryce be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Angus Charles Bryce be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Brittany Sky Cairns.
May it please the court, I move that Brittany Sky Cairns be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Brittany Sky Cairns be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Otis James Carter.
May it please the court, I move that Otis James Carter be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Otis James Carter be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sum Yuet Allison Chan.
May it please the court, I move Alison Chan be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
May Sum Yut Allison Chan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sidhaunt Sunil Chavan.
May it please the court, I move that Siddhant Sunil Chavan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Siddhant Sunil Chavan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carl Collins.
May it please the court, I move that Carl Collins be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Carl Collins be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ruth Prashana Kumarasamy.
May it please the court, I move that Ruth Prashana Kumarasamy be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ruth Prashana Kumarasamy be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Anthony Rudolph Kota.
May it please the court, I move that my former judicial associate Anthony Rudolph Kota be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Anthony Rudolph Kota be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Abby Claire Counsel.
May it please the court, I move that Abby Claire Counsel be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Abby Claire Counsel be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eleanor Margaret Isabel Edison Cogan.
May it please the court, I move that Eleanor Margaret Isabel Edison Cogan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eleanor Margaret Isabel Edison Cogan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Esconda George Faze Fosey.
May it please the court, I move Iskander George Fez Fozzie to be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Iskander George Fozzie be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Eric Franco.
May it please the court, I move that Eric Franco be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Eric Franco be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hugh Arthur Llewellyn Gingell.
May it please the court, I move that Hugh Arthur Llewellyn Gingell be admitted as a lawyer in this honourable court.
Let Hugh Arthur Llewellyn Gingell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Zamir Remy Golestani.
May it please the court, I move that Zamir Remy Golestani be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Zamir Remy Golestani be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Peter Joseph Grace.
May it please the court, I move that Peter Joseph Grace be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Peter Joseph Grace be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Jane Griffiths.
May it please the court, I move that Sarah Jane Griffiths be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Sarah Jane Griffiths be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ashwin Vijay Gupte.
May it please the court, I move that Ashwin Vijay Gupta be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ashwin Vijay Gupta be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Humza Halani.
May it please the court, I move that Hamza Halani be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hamza Halani be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Henry James Hart.
May it please the court, I move that Henry James Hart be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Henry James Hart be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Layla Hijazi.
May it please the court, I move my niece, Layla Hijazi, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Layla Hijazi be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lawrence Huang.
May it please the court, I move that Lawrence Wang be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lawrence Huang be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicholas Kun K. Hui.
May it please the court, I move that Nicholas Kun K. Hui be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicholas Kun K. Hui be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexander Gunter Larson Cooper.
May it please the court, I move that Alexander Gunter Larson Cooper be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexander Gunter Larson Cooper be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Slajana Kuridza.
May it please the court, I move that Slajana Kuridza be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Slajana Kuridza be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tui Tu Hua Li.
May it please the court, I move that T. Tu Hua Lei be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let T. Tu Hua Lei be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nicholas Shepherd Leavenworth.
May it please the court, I move that Nicholas Shepherd Leavenworth be admitted as a solicitor as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nicholas Shepherd Leavenworth be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Danny Hayung Lee.
May it please the court, I move that Danny Hyung Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Danny Hayung Lee be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jingwan Lin.
May it please the court, I move that Xingwan Lin be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jingwan Lin be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yichun Liu.
May it please the court, I move that Yichun Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Li Chun Liu be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Keegan Gregory Lowe.
May it please the court, I move that Keegan Gregory Lowe be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Keegan Gregory Lowe be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Katrina May Lucas.
May it please the court, I move that my daughter, Katrina May Lucas, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Katrina May Lucas be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Anthony Albert Matthews.
May it please the court, I move that Joshua Anthony Albert Matthews be admitted as a lawyer of
this honourable court.
Let Joshua Anthony Albert Matthews be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Ellie Mavromatis.
May it please the court, I move that Ellie Mavromatis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Ellie Mavromatis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Chelsea Lara McVeigh.
May it please the court, I move that Chelsea Lara McVeigh be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chelsea Lara McVeigh be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Jane Marie Medcalf.
May it please the court, I move that my wife, Jane Marie Metcalf, be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Jane Marie Metcalf be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Hannah Mograbi.
May it please the court, I move that Hannah McGrabby be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Hannah McGrabby be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Emma Louise Monaghan.
May it please the court, I move that Emma Louise Monaghan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Emma Louise Monaghan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tarneth Elia Nair.
May it please the court, I move that Tana Elia be admitted as a lawyer to this honourable court.
Let Taneth Elia Nair be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Leonardo Nosati.
May it please the court, I move that Leonardo Nosati be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Leonardo Nosati be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Glenn Tennyson Ong.
May it please the court, I move that Glenn Tennyson Ong be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Glenn Tennyson Ong be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Joshua Leonard Parsons.
May it please the court, I move that Joshua Leonard Parsons be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Joshua Leonard Parsons be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Charlotte Rose Petrie.
May it please the court, I move that Charlotte Rose Petrie be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Charlotte Rose Petrie be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Yushao Ku.
May it please the court, I move that Yu Shao Ku be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Yu Shao Ku be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Tamine Sabun.
May it please the court, I move that Tamina Sabuni be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Tamina Sabuni be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Sarah Meza Iskandar Sekanda.
May it please the court, I move that my sister, Sarah Misa Iskander, be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Let Sarah Mesa Iskander Sekanda be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Shania Katie Kumaraj Sargent.
May it please the court, I move that Shania Katie Kamarage Sargent be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Shania Katie Kamara J. Sargent be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lucy Elspeth Shepherd.
May it please the court, I move that Lucy Elspeth Shepherd be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lucy Elspeth Shepherd be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Grace Thelma Smith.
May it please the court, I move that Grace Thelma Smith be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Grace Thelma Smith be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Lachlan Angus Smith.
May it please the court, I move that Lachlan Angus Smith be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Lachlan Angus Smith be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Claudia June St. John.
May it please the court, I move that Claudia June St. John be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Claudia June St. John be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Alexandra Louise Stevenson.
May it please the court, I move that Alexandra Louise Stevenson be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Alexandra Louise Stevenson be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Catherine Brianna Taylor.
May it please the court, I move that Catherine Brianna Taylor be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Catherine Brianna Taylor be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Genevieve Michelle Tempest.
May it please the court, I move that Genevieve Michelle Tempest be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Genevieve Michelle Tempest be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Nina Inez Tierney.
May it please the court, I move that Nina Innes Tierney be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Nina Innes Tierney be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Caitlin Margaret Trussell.
May it please the court, I move that Caitlin Margaret Trussell be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Caitlin Margaret Trussell be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Martine Martha Vagerakis.
May it please the court, I move that Martine Martha Vagerakis be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Martine Martha Vagerakis be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carla Marie.
No, wonderful.
Sorry, Chanel Vaughan.
May it please the court, I move that Chanel Vaughan be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Chanel Vaughan be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Carla Marie Williams.
May it please the court, I move that Carla Marie Williams be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Carla Marie Williams be admitted as a lawyer of this court.
Helen Youssef.
May it please the court, I move that Helen Youssef be admitted as a lawyer of this honourable court.
Let Helen Youssef be admitted as a lawyer of this court. It will now be necessary for those whose admission has just been moved to, when as directed by our officer, stand for the purposes of swearing an oath or making a declaration and affirmation. So please stand when and as directed.
Would the first two rows to my right please stand up? Beryl Akbulut, Shane Michael Eri, Emma Justine Arnold, Dylan Luke Bender, Connor Lewis McNamara Bethune, Genevieve Hannah Brown, Angus Charles Bryce, Brittany Sky Cairns, Otis James Carter, Sum Yuet Alison Chan, Sidhaunt Sunil Chavan, Carl Collins, Ruth Prashana Kumarasamy, Anthony Rudolph Kota, Abby Claire Council, Eleanor Margaret Isabel Edison Cogan. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Please be seated. Could the next two rows to my right please stand up? Esconda George Faze Fozzie, Eric Franco, Hugh Arthur Llewellyn Gingell, Zamir Remy Golestani, Peter Joseph Grace, Sarah Jane Griffiths, Ashwin Vijay Gupte, Humza Halani, Henry James Hart, Layla Hijazi, Lawrence Huang, Nicholas Kuhn K. Hui, Alexander Gunter Larson Cooper, Slajana Kuridza, T. Tu Hua Lei, Nicholas Shepherd Leavenworth, Danny Hayung Lee, Jingwan Lin, Yichun Liu, Keegan Gregory Lowe, Katrina May Lucas. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Please be seated. Could the row in the middle of the court please stand up? Joshua Anthony Albert Matthews, Ellie Mavramatis, Chelsea Lara McVeigh, Jane Marie Medcalf, Hannah Mograbi, Emma Louise Monaghan, Tarnath Elia Nair, Leonardo Nosati, Glenn Tennyson Ong, Joshua Leonard Parsons, Charlotte Rose Petrie, Yushao Hu, Tamine Sabun, Sarah Maisa Iskander Sekanda, Shania Katie Kurage Sargent. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"? Please be seated. Could the last two rows on my left please stand up? Lucy Elspeth Shepherd, Grace Thelma Smith, Lachlan Angus Smith, Claudia June St. John, Alexandra Louise Stevenson, Catherine Brianna Taylor, Genevieve Michelle Tempest, Nina Inez Tierney, Caitlin Margaret Trussell, Martine Martha Vagerakis, Chanel Vaughan, Carla Marie Williams, Helen Youssef. Do you severally swear or declare and affirm that you will truly and honestly conduct yourselves in the practice of a lawyer of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, and that you will faithfully serve as such in the administration of the laws and usages of this state, according to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Would you please say, "So help me God," or "I do"?
I do.
Please be seated.
Well, may I warmly welcome you all to this, the Banco Court, the ceremonial court of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. Sitting with me on the bench this afternoon, to my right is Justice Ball, Judge of the Court of Appeal of the Supreme Court of New South Wales. And to my left, Justice Lonergan, who is a Judge of the Common Law Division of the Court. Together we constitute the court that has, in the exercise of its jurisdiction, admitted you, the newly admitted lawyers, to practice this afternoon. And we have done so sitting on the land for which the Gadigal of the Eora Nation have cared and been custodians for thousands of years, and the court pays its sincere respects to elders past and present and extends those respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. I also acknowledge, sitting at the bar table, is the Honourable Stephen Rearies, formerly a long-serving judge of the Federal Court of Australia, and I'm pleased he's able to participate in this ceremony. Well, to all of the newly admitted lawyers, welcome to the legal profession. It's an occasion of great celebration marking your achievements. We know, we up here on the bench know, we can remember how hard you've all had to work to reach this important milestone. I'm also pleased to welcome those with you today or watching on the live stream. For many of you, the support of your family and friends will have been invaluable on the journey thus far. For many of them, the endurance of your finely polished or developing skills of argument and persuasion may now be at an end, or maybe not. But whatever the case, I'm sure that they are all immensely proud of you, and I encourage you to take the time to thank them today. Depending on how good an advocate you are, you might even convince them to shout you a round of drinks after the ceremony. In being admitted as a lawyer of this court, you join an honourable and ancient profession with the custom of advocates swearing an oath on admission to practice dating back to the 12th century. And this court first admitted lawyers in 1824. And thus it was that in May of this year, the court to which you have just been admitted celebrated its 200th anniversary. It is, you might be surprised to learn, one of the oldest continuing courts in the world. That is something of which we, and I hope now you, are immensely proud. Please take time after the ceremony to view the history wall outside this courtroom, the photographs of our recent bicentennial sitting, and the new Supreme Court gallery to the left to get a taste of our rich history. You're also a very fortunate cohort. After this ceremony, when you move to the lobby of the court to sign the roll and receive your certificate of admission, you will also be presented with a copy of the court's recently published bicentenary history entitled Constant Guardian, Changing Times, A History of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, 1824 to 2024, as a memento of your admission in the bicentennial year of the court's existence. I do hope that you take the time to read and enjoy the book. It's 400 or so pages, although there are lots of rich illustrations. It has a wealth of fascinating information in it about the court of which you have each just become an officer. In celebrating the court's bicentenary, we also celebrate 200 years of the rule of law in New South Wales, about which I'll say a little more shortly. This ceremony is attended by unique but very important formalities, including the fact that each of your admission has been moved by someone who is already a member of the profession, and that you have each made a formal oath or affirmation in the presence of your family and peers and before senior judges of the court. They and we are all therefore witnesses to the serious promises and undertakings you have made. Can I emphasise they are continuing obligations, continuing promises? The law touches every part of our society, and it can and will lead you all in many different directions and career paths. But in whatever direction you head, you must always remember that the oath or affirmation you have just made is a serious one, a continuing one, and deserves solemn regard. So whether you go on to work in private practice, at the bar, in a community legal centre, a Crown Law Office, the Aboriginal Legal Service for legal aid, or a government department or agency, or indeed in an entirely different field, you should always be known for your honesty, your integrity, and your commitment to justice, and must strive at all times to uphold these cardinal values. Now, you'll see from some of the portraits of former Chief Justices that hang on the walls of this court that we are wearing the same robes, in some cases literally, as have been worn by our predecessors. You may well be wondering why, after 200 years, we still wear these robes on ceremonial occasions. I can tell you that we don't do so because they are particularly comfortable, which they are not. But we do so for important symbolic reasons. First, they serve to highlight the continuity of the rule of law in New South Wales, although importantly, the judges wearing the robes are now drawn from an increasingly diverse pool. Some 43% of all New South Wales judicial officers are female. There are over 600 women barristers, including the president of the Bar Association, and women make up more than 2/3 of solicitors under the age of 35. That is a radical change from the time I commenced practice, which I like to kid myself was not that long ago. It has been an extremely salutary change. The second symbolic reason for continuing to wear these robes is it serves to differentiate the judiciary from the other arms of government, and an independent judiciary is a critical element of the rule of law. As to the continuity of the rule of law, we all know how much global uncertainty and insecurity there is. And the rule of law in that context is more important than ever, and not simply an academic construct or a phrase of some mere theoretical import. At its simplest, the rule of law is the opposite of the arbitrary abuse of power and the rule of autocratic dictators and populists. Now, notwithstanding the formality and tradition attending this ceremony, the life of the law is dynamic. Not everything in the legal profession remains unchanging. The pandemic prompted a radical shift in the use of technology in our courtrooms, and the advent of AI brings with it both opportunities and challenges with which the legal profession and the courts are and will continue to engage. While the increased use of technology offers a number of advantages, it's my firm view that the practice of the law has human nature and human interaction at its core. An essential part of being a good lawyer is understanding people and their problems, how others react to different situations, perform under pressure, and deal with each other. An individual who is in need of your services as a lawyer will in many cases be an individual facing some kind of great personal challenge or crisis affecting his or her liberty, property, family, personal well-being, or health or financial position. There is therefore a need to deliver legal services not only competently, of course, but always with courtesy, integrity, and sensitivity to the circumstances of the matter. That requires a human being with emotional and not artificial intelligence. The need for human engagement by lawyers with those needing legal assistance is also a powerful reason why there should be strong representation of lawyers from the many different backgrounds which comprise our cosmopolitan community. That very much includes Indigenous lawyers. Diverse representation amongst solicitors, advocates, and judges assists in ensuring that all people who become involved in our justice system can, and feel that they can, be properly heard and fairly engaged with by a system reflective of our broader community and a judiciary educated in and sensitive to the many different cultural strands which contribute to the fabric of our society. The admission ceremonies on which I have sat since becoming a judge, including this ceremony, highlight that there is far greater diversity of background amongst junior lawyers than when I commenced practice. That is a very good thing, and leaders of the profession and of the judiciary are working hard to foster inclusiveness and diversity in the profession. That in turn builds trust in and respect both for the judiciary and the legal profession, and ultimately for the rule of law. Now let me now offer on this Friday afternoon a little bit of professional and personal advice. As a lawyer, you'll often need to make difficult ethical decisions. You must use the tools you have developed to think critically and not compromise on your fundamental duties to the court and to the administration of justice. At various points of your career, you may make mistakes, some minor, some more serious. If we are honest with ourselves, we all make mistakes from time to time, especially when starting out. When you do make mistakes, your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the administration of justice means that you must take responsibility, correct what you can, and learn from those errors. One mistake I always advise young lawyers or new lawyers not to make is the mistake of giving your clients the advice you think they want to hear. I can tell you now that that will not be good advice, and they will not welcome it in the long run when the true picture emerges. The role of a lawyer is to bring critical thinking and give independent, accurate advice, whether it's good news or bad news to your client. Your job is to communicate the law and the rights and obligations of those who seek your assistance. Aspects of the law, especially if you're involved in litigation, can be confrontational. The practice of the law is stressful and demanding enough, however, without personal animus and antagonism between practitioners adding to the load, as regrettably it sometimes does. So it is essential that you maintain your detachment, balance, and good humour when dealing with your colleagues, including those with whom you negotiate or against whom you litigate, remembering at all times that you are now members of a profession and not a business, an important distinction. Another thing you should remember is that the best advocates can and do make their point simply and succinctly. Often less is more. Some of the most experienced lawyers, and I dare say some judges, could also use that reminder from time to time. I don't wholly exclude myself from that observation. But for a non-lawyer, the law is often incomprehensible or at best complex. One of your roles as a lawyer will be to make the law accessible to others. So strive to be clear and concise at all times in both your written and oral advice. To do so facilitates access to justice, which is so important. In the practice of the law, your physical and mental health are both also extremely important, something we're far more cognizant of these days than a couple of decades ago. There may, and I dare say will be, times when you feel a little overwhelmed, burnt out or distressed. Legal practice can be all-consuming and physically and mentally taxing. Now, that is often because well-intentioned lawyers will go the extra mile for their clients. They want to make sure that the case is fully prepared, that the advice is comprehensive, that no stone has been left unturned, and that is admirable professionalism, but it can become all-consuming, and you need to be careful about that. You must not only work hard, but work hard to keep your balance and keep your eye out to ensure that your colleagues do so as well. If you do get overwhelmed by it, as frankly we all have and do from time to time, try and take a step back and recapture some perspective. You should also know, or if you already know, remember that the law is a highly collegiate profession. In that context, I'm going to call on two young representatives, one of the New South Wales Bar and one from the Law Society, to offer a few words of welcome. Mr. Murray, do you move?
May it please the Court. My name is Sam Murray, and I've been practicing for 3 years at the Bar, predominantly in commercial and public law. On behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession. The legal profession is an old profession based on precedent and the rule of law, while also being a profession that grows and develops to adapt to new practices and technology, and importantly, to society's values as they change over time. For several decades now, the composition of lawyers and barristers in New South Wales has changed to better reflect the community. The Bar today is a welcoming place for people of all genders and backgrounds. For me, to be a lawyer, and especially to be a barrister, is to be an advocate, a vocation that is centred on integrity and honesty, just as much as on persuasion and reason. It is an immense privilege to be part of this profession, and every day brings new intellectual challenges that push me to grow in profound ways. I derive deep fulfillment from these challenges, and I take pride in the opportunity to advocate for my clients in court, and in so doing, to contribute in a meaningful manner to the advancement of justice. Everyone's pathway to the Bar is unique. Before becoming a barrister, I worked as a tipstaff to 2 judges of this honourable court and practiced as a solicitor. And as a solicitor, I got immense personal benefit from being involved with New South Wales young lawyers of the Law Society. That provided me not only opportunities for personal growth, but also allowed me to build invaluable connections with colleagues whose insights and support have been instrumental in my journey to, and now at, the Bar. If you are interested in coming to the Bar, you can contact the New South Wales Bar Association or have a look at its website. And each year, there is a Career at the Bar open day. In your first year of practice at the Bar, as a reader, you receive particular assistance from 2 barristers of at least 7 years seniority, who meet with you regularly, review your work, and teach you practical skills. But the support you receive is not limited to those 2 barristers. The Bar is renowned for its collegiality, especially in chambers. There are also opportunities to become involved in the work of the New South Wales Bar Association, which is the professional body that supports barristers and has a wide range of committees, including a new barristers committee, which organises social and educational functions for junior barristers like myself. And it also has a diversity and equality committee, which promotes one of the key strategic goals of the New South Wales Bar Association, to attract the best people to become barristers, regardless of their race, religion, gender, parental status, or sexual orientation. Whether as a solicitor or a barrister, I encourage you to get involved in the Law Society or the Bar Association and to use your skills to assist the community. It is a rewarding experience to practice in connection with others in your profession. Once again, on behalf of the New South Wales Bar Association, I welcome you to the legal profession, and I congratulate you on your admission today as a lawyer of this honourable court. May it please the court.
Thank you. Mr. Liang, do you move on the Law Society's behalf?
Yes.
May it please the court. My name is Bob Liang, and not so long ago, I stood where you are standing today. And what a day it is. You are here being admitted to the Supreme Court role as the final step of a long and arduous journey. You should all feel immensely proud of what you have achieved thus far. When I embarked on my career as a solicitor, I had no real idea of what to expect. It was not always easy. Often it was overwhelming. But as I stand here today, after 8 years of working as a payments lawyer and now Chief Risk Officer, I can tell you I've learned a thing or two. One of the most important things I've learned is the importance of belonging to a profession. The legal profession is an increasingly large and diverse community, and one to which you now belong. The Law Society of New South Wales is the home of that community, with over 30,000 members flung far and wide across the state. We are bound by our shared duties, our commitment to continuous learning, our desire to connect, our drive to give back to our communities and uphold the rule of law. As an early career lawyer, belonging to a strong network of peers is crucial. That is why I have been a part of the Law Society of New South Wales for 6 years. Here, I have found friendship, inspiration, guidance, and support when I needed it most, as well as opportunities to advocate and join committees. By joining the Law Society, you will gain access to professional support, conferences, a wide range of publications, mentoring, volunteer opportunities, and so much more. We encourage you to check out the Law Society website for upcoming events, such as our flagship Welcome to the Profession event, which provides you with an opportunity to celebrate this significant achievement alongside your peers and other members of the profession, and learn more about your next steps as you commence your legal career. It is the role of the Law Society to ensure that you, as a newly minted solicitor, can thrive and succeed in your new profession. So again, congratulations to you all. Look us up online or speak to your employer about joining. We look forward to welcoming you into the Law Society community. May it please the court.
Well, can I say this to you all in closing? The law is a wonderful profession. It's stimulating, it's challenging, satisfying, and it's populated by intelligent, committed, and dynamic people such as yourselves. You should be proud to be a lawyer, proud of your achievements to date, and proud of the profession you have just joined. It is a very important profession that underpins stability and cohesion in our community. And you are now a very important part of that very important profession. So work hard, take pride in your work, look out for your colleagues, contribute to your community, and don't take yourself too seriously. We, up here on the bench, wish you all the very best of luck on the exciting journey that lies ahead and a full and rewarding career. And so on behalf of all of the judges of the Supreme Court of New South Wales, I once again congratulate each and every one of you on your admission and welcome you to the legal profession. The court will now adjourn.
All stand. This honourable court is now adjourned.